Hey guys, this is Rick from DFSOnDemand.com, and this is your preview for the Byron Nelson Classic. All right, the Byron Nelson, being played at TPC Four Seasons in Irving, Texas. It's a 7,100-yard course. It can play 7,166, but note that it is a par 70. Your defending champion, Stephen Bowditch, I cannot imagine he repeats. He is in quite the struggle right now. And especially after the Players' Championship last week, which was the strongest field in all of golf, this will look significantly worse. Only 14 of the top 50 players in the world are attending this event, so we're going to have to look for some deeper values, maybe pay up for some studs. So let's get to it. It's really hard to not love Dustin Johnson this week. He costs $11,900, so he is the second most expensive player on the slate. However, he's kind of in a price point where he could be overlooked. I call this kind of like a sandwich price point, where basically you have Jordan Spieth, who is the most expensive player. So there will be a lot of owners who opt to go get Spieth at a more expensive price point because they think he's the most expensive, he's the best player on the slate, etc. And then you have Charlie Hoffman, who is also a viable option for this week, who's $1,100 cheaper. So a lot of owners will opt to either go get Spieth and pay for him, or if they're going to go cheap, they'll probably just opt for Hoffman instead. So DJ is kind of right in the middle here. I don't know what his ownership is going to be. I'm hoping he's going to be overlooked. Perfect on making cuts this season. He's 10 for 10, including 5 top 10s. Yeah, that's pretty good. Killer course history here. He has a T8, T7, T20, T7, and T4 in the last 5 seasons. It does not get much better than that. You know how long DJ is off the tee, and while it's not a prerequisite to winning here, distance certainly helps. I went back and watched some of the film from last year, and there's not much rough out there. There's not much to miss. If you miss, 20 yards offline, you're not going to be in too big of trouble. It's just kind of sporadic trees out there, so DJ might be okay to just bomb it out. And he is a great player for DraftKings scoring. We talked about this a bit with Rory last week. The guy, he might make a lot of bogeys, but he also makes a ton of birdies. Third on tour in birdie average. He can make eagles, so a really good player for DraftKings scoring. All right, so much love for Ryan Palmer this week. He's $8,900. Texas born and raised. He went to Texas A&M, and if you've noticed, there's kind of this trend, especially with Texans on tour, where they take a lot of pride in playing in their home state. A lot of them play really well. I'm thinking of Jimmy Walker. I'm thinking of Jordan Spieth, guys with ties to a specific state. You kind of also see this for players in like Southern California or when on the Florida swing. Guys obviously who play that region quite a bit, who are from there or who live there, tend to have a little bit of an advantage. And that also pertains to Ryan Palmer this week. Not just that he is from Texas, but he's playing great. He's made 12 straight cuts. He has not missed a cut since the Fries.com in October. That was the first tournament of the year. He's made every single cut since then. Really good showing a couple weeks ago at the Valero Texas Open, a T4, and really encouraging for him to finish the Players in a tie for 23rd. So he's coming off a good tournament last week as well. Last 5 years at this tournament, T10, T22, T33, T9, and a second place finish. All very good numbers, obviously. And Ryan Palmer's just kind of sneaky good. I'm looking at his all-around ranking. He is 8th in all-around. That's immediately ahead of Phil Mickelson, Jordan Spieth, and Sergio Garcia. So Ryan Palmer's name doesn't really fit with those other guys, but that shows you how well he has been playing this season. And then finally, we'll wrap up with John Curran, who is $6,900. To me, he is a GPP flyer, deep value type of play. He's made 3 straight cuts now. when we're talking about the other guys like DJ, who's 10 for 10, and Ryan Palmer, who's made 12 in a row, 3 doesn't sound that great. But for a guy who's only $6,900, we're just looking for someone who's trending in the right direction, and that is certainly John Curran, a T9 at the Valero Texas Open a few weeks ago. I was very encouraged by his performance at the Players last week. He did shoot a 79 on Saturday, but outside of that, he played awesome. He was 8 under the 3 other days, so the 79 kind of buried him a bit. But he has only played here at the Byron Nelson once. It was last year, and he finished in a tie for 6th. So Curran is a guy who appears to be playing well, appears to at least be trending in the right direction, and had some decent success here last year. So I will have some exposure to him in GPPs. All right, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, click the thumbs up button below, and I'll keep pumping these out. Good luck this week.